I congratulate every single one of you for being even more committed to live your purpose at this moment in history. You know, we're making textbooks right now. We're making history books. This is the biggest thing that's happened to the globe since World War II. And perhaps, you know, maybe even, I mean, gosh, you know, at the very least, it's a totally different kind of a situation we're in as a global family. It's a time where if you are considering continuing to grow your leadership, here's what happens when you say, I want to grow my leadership. The trajectory of my leadership is increasing. It's going up. So here's what happens is that you have to actually match your level of self-care to that level of leadership that you're saying yes to. Because usually what happens is our level of leadership is continuing on an upward trajectory and we're taking care of ourselves maybe the way that we used to, which isn't necessarily matching the same upward trajectory of our leadership. Can you guys feel it? And then what happens is there's a gap. And so we will crash and burn. So now is the time for major extra self-care. And now's the time to give yourself an extra long leash. And to do that with your loved ones as well. You know, I blew out on my boyfriend last night. I blew out on a team member last week. And it was just immediately like, holy shit, catching myself. I'm so sorry. Right. And then she's in the same boat. Oh my God, you're right. I'm so sorry. And like, just cleaning it up. Here's why I respect you. Here's why that never should have happened, and vice versa. And the level of personal responsibility we're needing to take when all of this energy is swirling through us is an even greater opportunity for excellence. It's an even greater opportunity for learning to trust the present moment and learning to get really honest. Like, now is a time, you guys, to get really honest with what's actually true now, because it's so easy to spin out. It's so easy to snowball into catastrophe in your mind. And I'm just curious, have you found yourself doing that? When something like this happens, it does a couple of things. It does something to us globally, and then it affects us personally. And for those of us that are empathic, those of us that are walking a path of leadership, those of us that are committed to being the greatest gift that we can for the planet, we have to kind of manage ourselves from a global perspective and from a personal perspective. Right? Because from a global perspective, here we are in service, and here we are, leading people or bringing a message or doing our best to be confident and real for the people who are trusting us. And we are learning to self-regulate and learning to co-regulate with new daily schedules and new flow, because most of us are in our houses and we're not necessarily connecting body and skin to skin with all the people that we used to connect with, and all the ways we used to support ourselves, and the ways we might have taken ourselves to go get body work, or taken ourselves to the spa, or taken ourselves to yoga class, or to go out for dinner. So I just want to name that, like, we can't minimize the impact of what's happening right now. Minimizing it is going to put you in a cycle of beating yourself up. And what I want to speak into is that the opportunity now more than ever is authentic leadership, right? No leadership is going to be effective at a time like this that is not based in absolute authenticity, transparency, and speaking into the moment that we are all in together. And what I know about this tribe is that you have the capacity and the courage and the clarity to bring what's really happening in here and what's really happening from your perspective, bring the insides outside. Because leaders who are just operating business as usual right now are not having results. And I'm not going to go into details, but I'm just here to tell you, leaders right now who are operating business as usual, right? I have my finger on the pulse of the industry. They're not having results. Women Rocking Business has actually grown over the last 30 days more than any other 30-day period with virtual launches. So I'm only telling you that because as you prepare to go out in the world and do your videos, and you're already doing it and you're bringing your message, please, for the love of the universe and the goddess, stop getting hung up on perfection. Now is the time to use the stillness. There's more stillness happening on the planet right now than there has been in decades. And so we have an opportunity to use that stillness as the basis for our beingness, and to let our actions and our doing rise from the being, and to be more aligned with the channel of who we really are than ever before. This is the moment when I believe women leaders collectively really start to understand what it is to bring a message without pushing. Because we can't push our way through this one. We get to be our way through this. And so that's one of the reasons why, I'm continuing to lean into all my support systems. I just hired another mentor last week to support me through this moment in history. And I encourage those of you who are considering or who have already invested in yourselves to feel good about investing in yourself right now, because what an investment is, it's a choice to be held in a container for a certain amount of time to create a certain result. I really believe we don't make investments in our business just for the content or just for learning a specific strategy. We make an investment because we want to put an anchor in the ground of where we want to be, right? A year from now, where do I want to be? Who do I want to be as a result of this? And what do I want to have happening in my business because I took this time in history and this time in my home to put the foundation into place to build the thing that I want to wake up to every day? Because we're moving into a time of winter. We're moving into a time where the economy will probably dip. And so those who prepare now for that will be the ones who are weathering that storm, right? So as you know, we have doors open to our year-long programs right now. And I want to invite you to take advantage of the fact that my coaches have a few more days with their schedules wide open for you. In fact, my coaches have been working, day and night. They're laughing. They're like, for the first time ever, I'm doing calls with women, and it's appropriate to have my kid running around in the background, throwing popcorn at my face, right? My coaches have opened up their schedules for you to see if it's a fit to really hold you in the container of Women Rocking Business all year long. The weekly support, the trainings with me every month on the topics of growing your tribe online, putting your program together, putting your offers together. How do you plant seeds for your clients so that it's a no-brainer for the right potential clients to say yes to investing in themselves through working with you? There's a whole set of tools and strategies and leadership concepts to learn, right? That stand between where you are now and where you want to be a year from now. And so we've spent the last over 10 years developing a framework and a system that is just proven. It just works for women to go from either no business to a very financially reliable business based in recurring revenue, right? The whole system is designed for you to have recurring revenue so that you can weather any storm. You have that base hacking no matter what in your business. Grab a seat with one of our coaches who are waiting to talk with you at womenrockingbusiness.com/biz academy. Again, that's womenrockingbusiness.com/biz academy. And if you got value from this episode, the first step is to subscribe to my channel so I can support you every week to create more income and impact in your business the women's way. Just hit the subscribe button and don't forget to head over to the Women Rocking Business Sisterhood Facebook page to get more support, because remember, We as women can go so much further when we all go together.